Hey, what's up, y'all? Marjack79 here, and once again, SH Figuarts has managed to announce a Dragon Ball character that I am confident that 99.9% of us could have never have guessed that they would ever make in a bajillion years. We are getting an SH Figuarts Guru, the Grand Elder from the Namekian Saga, the creator of the Namekian Dragon Balls and Purunga. Why we are getting an action figure of this character? I don't know if anybody asked for this character. There's no way, not in a million years. At least for anybody that's been collecting this line for the last 8-10 years now. I really do think that somebody over at Figuarts and Tamashi Nations really has a soft spot in their being for the Namek saga of Dragon Ball. I've been on record on this channel stating that I think the Cell Game saga is the greatest saga in all of Dragon Ball, but I guess the Frieza saga within the Namek saga is the most iconic. It is the saga where Goku became the legendary Super Saiyan. So they, for some reason, just got it in their minds that we want every single character from this saga that we could possibly get. At this point, I can't think of anybody else. They've released new versions of classic characters. They've released characters that no one asked for. They've released characters that I just never thought in a bajillion years that we would get action figures for. They've never even existed on a plastic scale until today. Before you even ask, no, I am not sure if I am getting SH Figuarts Guru. Not one time in life have I ever thought to myself, man, I wish I had a Guru action figure. That would be super sweet. Nah, it has never crossed my mind, not even one time. Same with Purunga. When Purunga got announced and that price came out, I think he started out at like $300. I was like, that was the first time of me collecting this line where I was like, dude, there's no way. At some point, you got to be like, this is just not for me. I love Dragon Ball. I love Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Daima, and GT. But at some point, you just got to be like, hey, man, listen. This just isn't for me. This one was not made for me. It's a cool gimmick. But hey, man, I'm just going to have to move on. This might be the same thing here. He's 26 centimeters tall. He's going to dwarf the majority of the line. So, I mean, if you've seen my collection, you know how gargantuan it is. I would have to set aside a humongous space to even figure out of where to even put him in the first place. And it's also going to depend on price. Because, I mean, I think Shenron was like $150 when he came out. Purunga was $300. He's looking to be like the same size as Purunga, so all that plastic. And he's going to have speaking features and light up features. Like, dude, I'm good. If it's anywhere near more than 200, I'm going to have to pass. That's all it is to it. And I'd be shocked if it's not at least $250. It's probably going to be 300. Hate to bust anybody's bubble here, but there's no way. It's probably going to be a pass for me if I'm being completely honest. But hey, let me spin it back around here because I know some peeps really like to get their panties in their cooch when I, talk negatively at all about this line. So, hey, listen, if this is the one that you've been waiting for, if you're like, oh my God, yes, don't let me be the content creator to, bust your bubble. Don't let me be the one to ruin your dream. If you've always wanted a Guru action figure in your collection or a statue, be my guest. But, if you got the room for it, or, I'll even take it a step further. If Dragon Ball is the only thing that you collect, this is probably a really solid grab. Because this is a character that most likely has never been made before outside of the statue realm. I'm sure there's statues of Guru that exist, but in an action figure realm where he has articulated arms, he's not going to have an articulated body. This fool never even moved his body outside of his arms in the entire anime. So... as you saw in the pictures, he'll be able to move his arms, but he's not moving them little stubby ass legs. So, go ahead and get it, bro. Don't let me stop you. The pre-orders open up tomorrow. So go for it, man. Hey, and just like that, literally while I'm recording this video, I had to do a little bit more research. And just like that, that price dropped $310. What did I say? God, I said $250. I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Tamashi Nations is like, nah, bro. Nah, y'all go low, we go high. We going hard in here. Either you want it or you don't. 310, baby. Ain't no poors allowed in here. No pores allowed. 310. If you want it, put that pre-order down. You got it. Come on now. Dirty. It's a no for me. No, thank you. I'm sorry. Hey man, but listen, if you need that guru, go for it, baby. That's a pretty penny though, dog. But now, this is not for me. Point blank, period. And now I guarantee you it's going to be at least one guy out there that actually gets it. And when he gets it in, it's going to have just the articulation in the arms, and he's going to call it, "Oh, dude, it's the greatest ever. This is the king. This is the top. Stop lying." You're just trying to convince yourself that this was a brilliant purchase. But hey, man, listen, if you want it, you got the bread, go for it, baby. Like I said, don't let me stop you. And now to finally switch gears a little bit, we have the official announcement of the new SH Figuarts Krillin, Goku's old friend. Very, very excited to see this version of Krillin. This is the Krillin that I was personally introduced to when I first started watching the anime. This is the Krillin that appears in the World Tournament Saga versus Piccolo. This is the Krillin that appears in the Saiyan Saga to the beginnings of the Namek Saga, and then back to all the way to Dragon Ball Super in the Tournament of Power saga. Very, very exciting. This is where, I saw the Destructo Disc for the first time and saw Krillin at his best. I feel like in this specific Turtle Hermit outfit here, Krillin was at his most skillful, at his most useful, at his most like, oh, okay, this is not just Goku's best friend. This really is the strongest Earthling in history. It really is a super cool character. People like to hate on Krillin because of his death count, but you have to commend him for his courage to be able to hang with the likes of Goku and Vegeta and Gohan and Piccolo, Trunks, so on and so forth. So very, very cool, man. This energy blast right here is apparently the reason why Android 18 fell in love with him. You might want to take that one back to the drawing board, Tamashi. We got the yellow power D. But to try to get it more serious here, this is a double-fisted energy blast that pumps into, oh God, what am I doing? What am I doing? Let's just move on here. We have some solar flare action. That's really cool. Kind of the first time that we've gotten a solar flare face from Krillin. So really, really cool to see that. That makes me a happy boy for sure. Not necessarily sure that I'm going to pose him like that, but it is cool that we have the option if we want to go that route. He used this against a lot of the likes of the Saiyans, Vegeta, and Nappa, and against some of the Frieza Force and Frieza himself. And he's used it against Goku too. He developed the Super Solar Flare in Dragon Ball Super, if you didn't know. Then, of course, he knows the iconic Kamehameha wave as well. So you got to get him in an aerial pose to showcase that brand new 3.0, or it could be a 3.5 articulation as well. They definitely make note to showcase that in the description of the brand new Krillin, that the articulation and the scope of the size is completely updated to replicate what Krillin actually looked like in the manga and in the anime, because if we remember correctly, his scope and size from the strongest man on Earth to the Namek saga with the Saiyan armor, the heights were completely different. So if I had to take an educated guess, the height is probably going to be more replicated to the Namek saga with the Saiyan armor Krillin, more so than the Krillin from the Cell saga. So honestly, I really don't have an issue with it, because, if we look at Krillin standing next to Goku in the Namek saga, he really does dwarf over top of him, so it kind of makes sense, to be completely honest. The pre-order for Krillin drops tomorrow on Tamashi Nation's website as well. $80. That is a lot more manageable compared to the $310 for Guru, even though this is probably still going to be the most expensive Krillin I've ever purchased for my collection. I think the Namek Saiyan Armor Krillin was about $65, I want to say, maybe even a little bit less. I think Strongest Man on Earth Krillin was like $50, maybe $55. So it is what it is. It's just the nature of society that we're living in right now, with the politics and the tariffs and all this mumbo jumbo. So hopefully you got the bread to get it. If you do, you know what to do. You need to go ahead and put that pre-order down for that Krillin, man. And if you are going to get the Guru, I'll probably go ahead and put the bread down for him as well, because I can't even imagine what the aftermarket prices for them are going to be. I don't even want to think about it, especially for the Guru. There's no way. And that right there, my friends, should about wrap us up for all the Dragon Ball news that I have today. So, y'all know what to do now. If you enjoyed my breakdown of this announcement for the 302 Guru and the brand new $80 Krillin, hit that like button. If you don't like it, hit that dislike button or hit the like button. Either way, I don't care. If you have thoughts or concerns about my comments, or if you have your own thoughts and concerns and you want to voice them here, feel free. You're more than welcome. I would love to hear them. I would love to converse our frustrations definitely about that $310 price tag and our excitement about the Krillin. So if you want to see more content just like this, hit that subscribe button. You can follow me at youtube.com/smartjack79. I am also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, my friends, thank you for the years of support, and I will see y'all on the next one. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.